Tonight's Suburban Youngsters on how they escaped a kidnap attempt.
Also remembering the miracle on ice, we'll talk to a former member of the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team.
And it'll be a cold and windy Saturday, but will there be any snow? I'll have a 5-day forecast.
Plus a mix of gourmet chef and some firefighters, and you have dinner with Di.
Now, the news on CBS 2.
Two suburban boys escape a couple of kidnappers who tried to snatch them. Tonight, the boys are talking about how they got away.
When they got right here, I figured that they were going to try and kidnap us.
Good evening, I'm Diane Burns.
And I'm Antonio Mora. The two Naperville fifth graders say two men tried to abduct them on their way home from school. And tonight, the boys are talking about what they did that may have saved their lives. CBS 2's chief correspondent Jay Levine joins us now with their story. Jay.
Antonio, at a time children are being told time and again to be careful, to beware of strangers, to be prepared. It appears that at least two youngsters learned their lessons well.
The arrival of fresh snow thrilled kids in Naperville this week, but this letter from the local school district was anything but thrilling to their parents. It told of an attempted abduction Wednesday afternoon. Two thin white men with thin sideburns and small beards driving a dark-colored car, offering candy. The targets, apparently a pair of quick-thinking fifth graders, Dalton Henninger and Justin Lohmeyer.
First, I said no thank you, and then they asked us again, and I said, no, we're allergic to candy, which is not really true. And then they started opening the door to get out.
I said to Dalton, let's get out of here and run as fast as we can towards my house.
His mother called police. The boys gave a description of the suspects to DuPage County Sheriff's deputies, but the information didn't match any other cases.
Right now, this appears to be isolated. We're not working on anything that's even similar.
While authorities continue to investigate the failed abduction attempt, the kids credit what they learned in anti-drug DARE classes.
No 20-year-old usually pulls up to a kid and asks us if we want candy.
Their mothers told our Alita Guillen they were proud but concerned.
It's just scary to think that it could happen right here in our own neighborhood and on a busy street and, well, you know, in the place that the kids hang out all the time.
DuPage County Sheriff's deputies say they have stepped up patrols in the neighborhood, but they're not quite sure what they're looking for. Tonight they tell me it could be anything from potential child molesters to teens simply trying to scare the younger kids. But if it was such a prank, they say, it definitely wasn't funny.
Sure wasn't. Any other incidents in the area?
The sheriff's deputies have canvassed all the local departments in the area. They say nothing like this comes to anybody's mind, but they say that doesn't mean it couldn't be the real thing.
Thanks, Jay.
Well, in Sarasota, Florida tonight, a candlelight vigil for Carly Bruscia, the 11-year-old girl the nation watched being kidnapped on videotape from a surveillance camera.
You could see me now.
Friends, family, and heartbroken citizens gathered to remember Carly. Her body was found on church property this morning, not far from the car wash where she was abducted on Sunday. Earlier today, Carly's father spoke through his grief.
She's in a better place. She got there in a horrific manner.
Joseph Smith is an ex-con who was free on probation at the time. Tonight he's charged with first-degree murder and kidnapping. Smith could face the death penalty if he is convicted. Well, Carly's case had parents cringing from the beginning and now desperately looking to tell their children how to stay safe among strangers.
How to walk that thin line between giving kids potentially life-saving street smarts and just plain scaring them. CBS 2's Suzanne Lemignon is in the control room with some advice from experts. Suzanne.
Diane and Antonio, the one thing they all say is tell your child to never go quietly, even if their life is threatened, and that their body can be their best defense.
See it. They're talking to you up here. Step back here. Boom, knee to the groin. What else?
At Degerberg Academy of Martial Arts, instructor Leonard Arguelles is teaching these young students the art of self-defense.
Most importantly, I think it's their confidence in themselves to know that they have the techniques to be able to defend themselves.
As Arguelles watches the videotape of the abduction of 11-year-old Carly Bruscia in Sarasota, Florida, he sees there was no sign of a struggle. Arguelles says you should tell your child if a situation like this ever arises, they must attract attention.
They should yell, tell them to stop, try to get attention from anywhere, from anyone. They should be aware of their surroundings and know what might be available to them. They would want to put themselves in a situation where there's nobody's attention to be gained.
Security experts say you should deny privacy. Never let someone lead you from the place where they encountered you. And at all costs, never let them take you away in their car.
Right away, they're asserting control over you, especially if they're going to take you somewhere else. If they're able to establish that control, basically they believe that they can do whatever they want with you and you're not going to fight back.
Arguelles says he always teaches his students to take action. Never let someone else have the upper hand.
Basic, easy targets are the eyes, the throat, the ears, the groin, and people shouldn't be limited to only thinking they can strike with their hands or with a closed fist.
Another important tip Arguelles told me is tell your children to never walk like they're a victim. Tell them to keep their head up and to be very aware of their surroundings. Antonio and Diane.
Thank you, Suzanne. Suzanne Mignot in our control room. Prosecutors have dropped a weapons charge against the Northwest suburban homeowner who shot a burglar. Last December, Hale DeMar shot Mario Billings. Billings had broken into DeMar's Wilmette house 2 nights in a row. DeMar was not charged with the shooting, but he was charged with violating state law for not renewing his firearm owner's ID card. Those charges have now been dropped, but DeMar still faces up to $750 in fines for violating Wilmette's ban on handguns.
Well, there were plenty of miracle memories tonight at the screening of a new movie that tells the story of the turbulent as well as triumphant times in American history.
This is your time. Now go out there and take it. Slap job. Goes in!
CBS 2's Derek Blakely has the story.
I've seen the movie 6 times. I think I'm going to enjoy this the most.
The movie is Miracle, a recounting of perhaps the greatest upset in Olympic history, the U.S. gold medal victory over the Soviets in 1980. And as a member of that team, Glencoe resident and former Blackhawk Jack O'Callahan lived the miracle.
It's a story about us, you know, what we did 24 years ago, and it's a story about how the country was 24 years ago, back in the 70s and leading up into 1980. So it's a bit of an historical piece, of course, but it's a timeless piece because of our victory was so special to so many people.
In Woodridge tonight, Blackhawks alumni organized a special screening of the film.
You pull on that jersey. You represent yourself and your teammates. And a name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the one on the back.
Special because U.S. coach Herb Brooks, the mastermind behind the victory, died only last year.
There's parts in there about Herbie, you know, that I just didn't necessarily know as well. His personal side, his relationship with his wife.
And special because the screening was a fundraiser for the Keith Magnuson Scholarship Foundation, following the death of the former Blackhawk in a car accident last year.
The story behind the Olympic team getting the gold medal is a lot what Keith went through to make it the National Hockey League.
A triumph of toil over talent mixed with spirit and sacrifice. Derek Blakely, CBS 2 News.
Can't wait to see that.
Looks like fun. Well, tonight, a totally different look for Janet Jackson in her latest television appearance.
Also, a safety problem with more than 1 million cars. Could your vehicle suddenly catch fire?
And kitchen secrets from a top Chicago chef. How you can make your family an amazing meal in 30 minutes or less.
Sky Trackers picked up some snow on the radar. We'll see what this means to the rest of our Friday night in just a few minutes.
Tonight. Last night's Late Show was canceled because of a medical emergency, and here's the surprising part, it wasn't mine.
Dave's update on snowboarder Tara Dekitis.
Last night we had a thing here.
Woo! Plus, Hillary Swank, all new tonight.
Tonight's bungee jump off the Ed Sullivan Theater building has been canceled.
It's been extended. People just keep coming in. So the Ultimate Manufacturer Super Fur Sale continues at Andriana Fur store locations, where 24 manufacturers bring you the highest quality furs at prices you'll never see again. $7,000 mink coats just $19.95 or $69 a month. $4,000 beaver coats only $11.50 or $49 a month. The Ultimate Manufacturer Super Fur Sale extended through next Tuesday at both Andriana Fur's locations.
Andriana Furs.
SBC Yahoo DSL saves time versus dial-up, so you can spend less time looking up father and son activities and ordering hobby kits, and more time enjoying them.
I should have brought Mom's car.
Get SBC Yahoo DSL for $29.95 a month connect 2 or more computers with SBC Home Networking for just $50.
Get healthier air with Hunter purifiers from Menards. They remove over 98% of smoke, dust, and allergens. This programmable model for rooms up to 16 by 18 feet is $99.99. Save up to 75% on your lighting bills with Eco Bulbs by Fight Electric. These energy-saving compact fluorescents last up to 10 times longer than regular bulbs. A 2-pack is $5.95. Plus, save an extra 10% with your Menard Big Card.
Save big money at Menards.
Toyota is the best-selling car brand in America.
Get out.
Camry, Corolla.
Sports cars, sedans.
Don't forget the Matrix.
Hybrids.
I want a Camry.
And Toyota makes 9 different cars.
Choice is good.
And 6 of them start at under $20,000.
Nice.
What's another one? Solara.
Oh, yeah.
Toyota has a great car at a great price, just for you.
You're watching the news on CBS 2 with Diane Burns, Antonio Mora, Steve Baskerville with weather, and Mike Adamley on sports. This is CBS 2 News at 10.
The Pentagon is planning to investigate reports that American soldiers, men, have sexually assaulted fellow female troops in Iraq and Kuwait. A foundation that provides assistance to military victims of sexual violence is saying that 37 women reported being assaulted in just the last year.
Police in the far northwest suburbs are looking for a man they consider armed and dangerous. His name is Stephen Karavidas. He is 32 years old and lives in McHenry. According to the Northwest Herald, police say he threatened to take his son from an Algonquin daycare center today. That's when the center was evacuated. Later, they say he threatened to kill himself by blowing up his car in front of a home in Algonquin. Police believe Karavidas is driving a 2001 white Ford pickup truck with a cap on it, Illinois license plate number 7073C. Anyone who sees him or the truck is asked to call 911 immediately. A warning about tap water in one suburban community, why families are being told to boil first.
Plus, a culinary challenge from a top Chicago chef. Can you cook an amazing meal in just 30 minutes?
Is it quick enough for you? Do you think you could try it at home?
Yeah, why not? Sure.
We'll show you how to make it sizzle in your own kitchen coming up.
On Saturday morning, start your weekend off with CBS 2. At 8, Jim Williams and Alita Guillen have news that hits home. Meteorologist Mary Kay Kleist does your True View forecast. And Susan Carlson checks traffic and what's happening around town. Keep an eye on CBS 2. Be sure to catch the 46th Annual Grammy Awards Sunday night at 7 on CBS 2. The Grammy Awards are brought to you by Panasonic. Ideas for life.
Furniture presents a financing tip. The word accrue means to add up. When you finance at other stores, the interest usually accrues. It adds up. You don't pay it now, you pay it later. Lots of it. At Wicks Furniture, however, you buy now, save more, put no money down, make no payments, and pay no interest until May 2005. 2005. The interest doesn't add up. The interest is free. You don't pay it. Wicks Furniture does. So to accrue or not to accrue? Not.
In a valley near a river, there's a place called Perfect, where every day is filled with love, especially February 14th. Valentines are handmade, and every man brings home roses. In Perfect, the only one in the doghouse is the dog. Of course, we don't live anywhere near Perfect, so we have Walgreens, open every day, many 24 hours, where we can get what's needed for the real world. That's life. This is Walgreens.
My credit card company called me. They wanted to know if I charged 2 surfboards in Laguna Beach.
Credit card companies are on the alert for fraud.
They gave me a new card the next day.
Most credit card fraud is detected before the victim even knows about it.
I wasn't held responsible.
If we think it's not you, we'll contact you to check a purchase.
I guess it wasn't a wipeout.
Your credit card companies.
What's new with Pontiac at the auto show? The new power of Pontiac. Fuel for the soul. Now get an auto show bonus on any new Grand Am and Grand Prix, and a Grand Prix GT for around $229 a month with Smart Buy financing. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. See your Chicagoland Pontiac dealer.
A major shakeup at the University of Illinois. The chancellor of 3 years is stepping down. Chancellor Nancy Cantor is leaving the Urbana-Champaign campus to become chancellor and president of Syracuse University. The U of I says a national search is underway for a permanent replacement. Cantor is the first woman now to run Syracuse.
The Super Bowl flash seen around the world has led to some 200,000 complaints to the FCC. The Federal Communications Commission says it has been flooded with complaints not only about Janet and Justin's bearing dance routine, but the entire halftime show. Now here's a look at a much more covered-up Janet. Donning a heavy sweater, suit, and thick top, the pop star is headlining BET's Black History Month TV service announcements.
So you want to put some spice in your supper, some pizzazz in your pasta, maybe a bit of glam in that ham. Well, we put 4 famous Chicago chefs to the challenge. Teach regular folks how to fix a fantastic, fun, and nutritious meal that can grace the table in just about 30 minutes. Well, your table is ready for Dinner with Di. Jackie Shen is executive chef at one of Chicago's hottest restaurants, Red Light on West Randolph Street. She says you don't have to be a professional to be a good cook.
By just reading recipe, practicing, you always will achieve a great dish.
We brought Chef Jackie to the perfect place to prove her point. From one red light to another, the Chicago Fire Department and the guys and gals from Engine 42. Now, the firefighters already are good cooks, but Jackie wants to ignite their imagination. So, Jackie, what are we having today?
We are having marinated flank steak and jumbo shrimp sweet and sour salad.
The steaks have already been marinated in soy sauce and spices. Jackie will fill out the menu by having the firefighters prepare an Asian vegetable dish. First, she wants them to start the steak.
What do you usually cook your steak? Do you cook like sausages?
We cook on the grill.
Like seriously?
Yeah.
Want to do it?
Sure, want to fire it up?
Now it's back to the kitchen to create a vegetable side dish. Jackie recommends mixing canned veggies with fresh to speed things up.
I like to balance colors besides just for flavors. And then we'll take some julienne pepper, saute it, some scallions, some cilantro, put it all together, and then some vibrant color.
Now, you know, cooking is about more than just food. One key ingredient here, a little humor.
So, chef, this horse walks into the bar, right? Bartender says, hey, what's with the long face? Horse, long face.
Back to the stove and the shrimp. Cook in boiling water for a couple of minutes. Then they're drained and ready to get all dressed up in a mixture of store-bought sweet and sour sauce. Let's check the grill. After 20 minutes, the meat is done. But wouldn't you know it? Oh, and did we mention meals here have to be flexible? It was about 20 minutes before everybody came back, and boy, were they hungry.
Outstanding.
That's good. So, what's the final decision? Was there any cause for alarm?
Well, initially, I'm not really into Chinese cooking, you could say, but after tasting this surf and turf, this was very, very good.
Is it quick enough for you? You think you could try it at home?
Yeah, why not? Sure. I think I eat better here than at home, but anyway.
And if your bunch wants even more to eat, you can add some rice or potatoes. Not only did we have a great meal that you can make in about 30 minutes, we had a good time, too. We want to thank you for having dinner with Di.
Thank you very much. We have fun.
Well, Jackie says if you want to broil the meat instead of grilling, just broil for about 5 minutes on each side. If you want to try Jackie's great recipe, you can find it on our website at cbs2chicago.com. Now, if you don't have a computer, you can send a stamped, self-addressed envelope to Dinner with Di, CBS 2 Chicago, 630 North McClure Court, Chicago, 60611. Now, make sure you tell us you want Red Light Firehouse recipe, because next Friday night at 10, we challenge another famous Chicago chef, Priscilla Satkoff at Chicago's South Beacon. Visit a fraternity house at Northwestern University. They are wild, but can they make the grade? That's Dinner with Di next Friday night at 10. Woohoo!
You know, Steve joins us now. I want to know how the skinny one is the one who got to do the dinner stuff, you know?
He just tastes the food. He tastes the food. It was good, I have to say.
See, our problem is eating it in 30 minutes. You want to cook it in 30 minutes.
You know, the problem is, of course, the horse and long face joke. I think he's going to be telling it for years
I
now.
love it. I love that. I love those frat guys. They look like real food.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Can't wait. Yeah, what's that? All right. By the time you're up for breakfast, there could be a little change in the weather around here. Get set for at least one cold day out of the weekend. But as we get started tonight, only thing that we're concerned about a little bit is the snow that's falling to the west of us. That won't be a big deal either, but it's closing in. Now, hey, look at how close to normal we were today. 32 degrees normal for this time of year, 2 degrees away from it. Look at how warm it was practically all day long, from morning to afternoon. Not much change in the temperature, so we're doing fine, at least for the start of the weekend. 6:58 tomorrow morning, the sun rises. 5:14 it will set. It'll be a fairly decent day around here, although it will be on the chilly side. Wind chill now is 17. Northwest winds don't have to blow strong to give you a wind chill that cool. They're only blowing at 9 miles an hour. One thing that hasn't changed much since dinner time tonight is the temperature outside in most places. Only about 2 or 3 degrees separate what you find now on all these reporting stations and what they showed at about 6 o'clock this evening. So that's been fairly consistent. But what about this snow? It's been snowing in Iowa most of the afternoon and evening. Snow has broken out in some parts of central and northern Wisconsin. It is a very light snowfall that shouldn't create a problem for us at all, but it should be off and on at times overnight tonight, so there'll be periods of light snow to go along with the cold weather that we have. Tomorrow morning, what flurries we have should be winding down. They will end early. Only other thing that will be persistent is that wind off the lake that could give us some lake effect, especially in Lake and Porter counties in Indiana. We have to watch that a little carefully. Not that that will amount to much, but there could be some snow on the other side, on the southeastern side of Chicago. So 21 degrees for tonight's low. Northwest winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. I mentioned the snow already. Temperature about the same in the morning hours. Might be a couple degrees warmer than that, but the winds whipping up to about 20 miles an hour, blustery at times, will really make it feel chilly outside. And a reminder, if you're driving at all tomorrow, or if you live in northwest Indiana and you're driving even farther east of Lake County, you will encounter some lake effect snow showers. Sunday, the better of the weekend days, 31 degrees and more sun than will shine on Saturday, and then we've got some light snow again on Monday. We've settled into a nice routine. I don't know how nice that is.
No.
Yeah, nice is relative, right?
Compared to what we've had recently, that's the best forecast you've given us in a while.
Right, compared to that, you're right.
We don't even make it to freezing. It's still the best forecast you've given us in a while.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
You too. Thanks.
Well, tonight, a danger for drivers. More than 1 million cars being recalled. Find out if your vehicle is at risk for catching fire.
And dress like the stars of the hit show Sex and the City. In fact, buy the clothes off their backs. We'll tell you how.
This year's Chicago Auto Show is electric. Jen?
Chevy is unveiling 10 new cars and trucks, including Malibu and the Colorado.
See the future, but take advantage of great deals today. Use Auto Show bonus cash to get a 2004 Chevy Malibu LS with Smart Buy financing for around $219 a month. Call for residency restrictions and other details. This is not a lease. Own your Malibu today. See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers today.
Dave Spencer.
New intern, Frank.
Well, I got this new phone from my wireless company. It's got voice-activated dialing, but no one would show me how to use it.
So, he's sure.
Here's my voice activator. Oh. Amy Cogswell.
For award-winning customer service, switch to U.S. Cellular. Because when you get a phone, they'll make sure you know how to use it.
U.S. Cellular. We connect with you. Right now, get unlimited calling for just $69 a month.
Online dating.
It's an exciting way to meet.
Will you meet a winner or a wacko?
You hear all the horror stories?
CBS 2's Stacia Dubin takes you inside the world of internet dating. See if it's right for you.
It's like magic.
Love Online, Monday at 10, only on CBS 2 News.
Now that we know all the nominees, it's time to announce our winner for this year.
The winner is... Wow!
Don't let time run out on you. It's Marshall Field's 13-hour sale. You won't want to miss a second to save on all the things you want store-wide. Come on, everybody! Marshall Field's 13-hour sale. This Saturday only.
According to a report from the U.S. Surgeon General, women who smoke during pregnancy risk pregnancy complications, premature birth, low birth weight infants, stillbirth, and infant mortality. At philipmorrisusa.com, you can find links to this and other information on the serious health effects of smoking. The only proven way to reduce the health risks of smoking is to quit. For more, including links to sites that can help smokers quit, visit philipmorrisusa.com.
General Motors is recalling almost 2 million cars because the ignition system might catch fire. The models include some 1998 to 2001 Chevrolet Cavaliers, the Pontiac Sunfire built between March 1997 and April 2001, and some of the 1998 Pontiac Grand Am, Oldsmobile Achieva, and Buick Skylark built between March 1997 and January 1998. GM is notifying owners when to come in for repair.
The city of Aurora wants people there to boil their water after discovering bacteria in the water supply. People who live in Aurora should boil water for at least 5 minutes before they drink it. They should wash food, brush their teeth. Also, avoid making ice cubes before it's boiled. The city says the boil order will remain in effect until further notice.
Well, Sex and the City is ending, but you can still dress like the stars of the show, if your price is right. HBO is holding a charity auction of the fashion-forward outfits like Charlotte's second wedding dress. And this little palm print number goes to the highest bidder as well. The proceeds from the auction go to various charities.
Some of that crazy stuff that Sarah Jessica Parker wears, though.
She looks cute in it, though.
I'm no fashion critic. Mike, what's coming up in sports?
Well, a former Northwestern star is atop the leaderboard at Pebble Beach, and the Bulls trying to become rocket men down in Houston. We've got highlights just ahead.
Plus, imagine having to clean this bathroom. One homeowner's crude surprise. Oh, coming up.
This portion of CBS 2 News is brought to you by Hyundai.
The Hyundai Sonata makes more sense than ever. Once again ranked most appealing entry midsize car by J.D. Power & Associates. It's $3,700 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Test drive the 2004 Hyundai Sonata, starting at just $15,839. When your car makes this much sense, you win. Get a 2004 Hyundai Sonata with $1,500 cash back or 0% APR.
Jack Ryan grew up in Wilmette, went to Dartmouth, earned degrees from Harvard Law and Harvard Business School.
Morning. Morning, Jack.
Spent 15 successful years in investment banking, and then Jack Ryan quit to go back to high school and teach in Chicago's inner city. Jack Ryan, businessman, teacher, Republican, a uniquely qualified candidate for U.S. Senate.
I'm Jack Ryan, and I approve this Republican message.
Is it possible to actually get Wendy's delicious new home-style chicken strips home? Those tender strips of whole breast filet just waiting to be dipped in one of our 3 tempting sauces. Yes, it is possible. Wendy's new home-style chicken strips. It's better here. And remember, you can eat great even late.
It's back for one weekend only. Value City Furniture's incredible 29-hour sale.
Right now, pay just $2.99 for either of these full-size decorator sofas. Save one half.
Save over half on a variety of queen-size all-wood beds by American Signature. Now just $2.99.
Pick up either of these great-looking accent tables for just $29.
Plus, buy now and get 6 months, same as cash.
Don't miss the 29-hour sale going on now at Value City Furniture.
You just can't do any better.
You couldn't expect the Bulls to win 2 out west.
Well, you know, it wasn't for lack of effort tonight. The Bulls wrapping up their longest road trip of the season, and they deserved a better fate, that's for sure. Outplaying Houston down the stretch, but they lose on a fourth-quarter buzzer beater by Jim Jackson. Scott Skiles' guys trying to pick up where they left off the other night against Utah. Didn't look good in the third quarter. They trailed by 16. Yao Ming gets it in the paint and slams it home. But instead of folding, the Bulls battled back. Down 73-72, Jamal Crawford finds the range from three-point land. 75-73 Bulls. Bulls trailed by True. And then watch here, Eddie Curry misses a chance to tie, but Antonio Davis tips it in to tie the game at 80. But the Rockets, Jim Jackson with, watch this, Jerome Williams draped all over him in his face, somehow beats the buzzer, and the Bulls lose a heartbreaker 83-80. Dave Lato's DePaul Blue Demons prepping for tomorrow's showdown with Marquette at the Allstate Arena. Blue Demon guard Drake Diener who's been on fire in the last 5 games, goes against his cousin Travis. Both grew up in Wisconsin, and beating Travis and the Golden Eagles would indeed be sweet.
I hear about Marquette all the time, and you know, I just kind of like to be beating Marquette more than beating my cousin, I think, is the thing. But, you know, I definitely want to beat my cousin as well, so.
Would be nice. Lennox Lewis is hanging up his boxing gloves. Lewis' last fight was a 6th-round TKO of Vitaly Klitschko in June of 2003. Lewis was behind on points when the fight was stopped because of a cut over Klitschko's left eye. Lewis ends his career with a 41-2-1 record. He is just the 3rd boxer in history to retire as heavyweight champion, joining Rocky Marciano and Gene Tunney.
It's time for the younger generation of boxers out there, you know, to make their own route to becoming heavyweight champion of the world.
Meanwhile, the Bears named Darryl Drake as their wide receivers coach. He was previously at the University of Texas, and Vance Bedford retains his position as defensive backs coach. Pebble Beach Pro-Am watch former Northwestern star Luke Donald's approach shot at 14th. How do they do this? Some serious backspin. This one almost goes in. Wow, he settled for birdie. And then Donald from off the green at 17. This ball is dying to go in. And watch, it does. Side door fashion. He's shot a 7-under 65. He's 10 under for the tournament and has a 1-stroke lead over 4 players, including V.J. Singh. He's a future star. Luke Donald. Watch that name. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. Well, some people dream of striking oil, but tonight, find out how it turned into a nightmare for the owner of this home.
If kids ruled the world, I would bring all my toys everywhere. I could watch movies whenever I wanted. If kids ruled the world, I would bring the 4 hombres to show and tell. If kids ruled the world, I would go to Universal theme parks Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
The Toyota Sienna has everything kids want and everything you need to make your drive to Universal theme parks comfortable, safe, and fun.
Whoa! We can't eat all this great-tasting Encore lasagna.
Well, my friend, you're no dummy, because Encore's the 2-pound family size entree, so the whole family can enjoy that rich, homemade taste. But I don't have a family.
What am I, chopped wood?
Boys, please. My family can come over tonight at 5. No strings attached. I'll be there.
Speak for yourself.
We'll be there. Encore hotline, it's for me. Salisbury steaks? Too much food? Tomorrow at 6.
For tasting more, it's Encore.
2 full pounds, 1 full family.
Play it to the max.
Oh, yeah.
Come on and spin it.
Oh, yeah.
Take it to the top. Oh, yeah.
Grab your friends and get together to see the all-new Harrah's East Chicago, where the action is bigger and better than ever. An incredible all-new casino floor with over 600 new games for more winning excitement. Plus, more exciting entertainment just for you. And so much more to come. Get together today and play at Harrah's East Chicago.
You know you gotta get to Harrah's. Oh, yeah.
I got business all over the country.
All over the world.
Week to week, I know I'm going somewhere.
And there's nothing worse than flying a different airline.
Every time I'm in a different city.
I'm looking for one airline.
One airline, same airport.
Same check-in.
One frequent flyer program.
Same website for everything.
One airline.
Tons of cities.
Problem solved.
Next time you fly, get a lot more airline on American Airlines.
My name is Tommy, and I fly American Airlines.
American.
My name is David Salazar. I fly American Airlines.
Real-time closed captioning on CBS 2 is made possible by
Walter E. Smith, you dream it with Bill.
Clients are surprised to hear that we have so many dining room options. We're open every weeknight until 9, and after dinner is a great time to shop.
That's Smith with an E.
You could consider it the most powerful room in Illinois tonight at the annual fundraiser for the DuPage County chapter of the NAACP. The event drew many top politicians in Illinois like Senate President Emil Jones, State Treasurer Judy Barr Topinka, and U.S. Senate candidate Blair Hull, as well as Barack Obama. I had the pleasure of emceeing that event with Dr. Teresa Deer. It was fun. Well, a woman in Texas struck oil, or maybe it struck her.
That's more like it. This is truly a case of it's not what it looks like. When Layla Latorno of Longview, Texas, returned home from work Monday night, she found a crude scene. Crude oil, that is. Black gold, Texas tea. Experts say the oil well burped up and all over her toilet, bathtub, sinks, floor. The house apparently is built on an abandoned well that wasn't properly plugged.
And it didn't look like oil at first, did it?
She could buy a lot of porcelain, I'll think.
Move away from there. Ken, post that with us. That's our news for the week at CBS 2.
Our news continues tomorrow morning. We will see you on Monday night. Have a great weekend.
Good weekend.
Diane's clamping.